Evening everyone, cheers for returning. Second part, this will be the final part of this little build series. So as you can see, we've got the Ferrari SP2. It's been painted, so this was painted up in the fire scale UDT Laystall green. It's been 2K'd and it's been polished. I'll be honest, my polishing work isn't the best. It's something I need to work on, and unfortunately this 2K for me wasn't the best. Normally it goes down a lot better. It's full of dust and it was cold as well when I laid it down, so I'll be honest, I don't like hiding my mistakes. I don't mind showing them. I've got a couple of little sort of fish eyes and I've got a hell of a lot of dust sort of in this section. I think this colour makes it worse because it stands out more in this, but it is what it is. I was hoping for a little bit better, but we don't always get the perfect builds, do we? So yeah, so it was 2K went down, it was left a week. It was then sanded back using the fire scale like polishing sponges. I think I did up to 4K. I'd also bought some God hand ones, so I went up a little bit higher. I went up to about 8,000 with them, and it's come out okay. It's nice sort of clarity to it. Well, there was before I put my grubby fingerprints over it. Yeah, it was a nice bit of clarity to it. Gone back over with a black Tamiya panel line wash just to sort of ping out the doors and some of the other trims. The sort of side skirts, the bumper and the front splitter, so they were all painted up in carbon ceramic, given a 2K. The exhausts, they were done in chrome. So the little covers here, I just left them in black primer. Number plate, I like doing this sort of effect. Normally I do the carbon ceramic to the number plates, but because I've done the trim in it, just went black primer and then scraped off around all the high spots, just so you can sort of like see the badge a bit better. And then the same with the front. So the front was carbon ceramic. The PE grills supplied with the kit, they were just given a coat of black primer. The little Ferrari badge was sort of glued down. Yeah, no, it adds a bit of a different look to it. So yeah, I say it's come out okay. It's not perfect, it's far from perfect, and it needs a bit of a rub over before I do all the final pictures and that. I've got one or two little sort of glue marks on there as well, which I need to take out. I had a few fitment wise, the kit's been, or the bodywork, it was all good. The problem I did have with the kit, unfortunately, there's meant to be little clear resin parts to go on the sides here. They weren't in the kit, and the headlights as well. The headlights, I was missing a couple of the glass or the clear resin parts, so had to improvise a bit. What I did is I actually just filled them with this the AK Crystal Magic and let it dry overnight, just to sort of simulate sort of headlight lenses. So it doesn't look the best, but there's something there to sort of show what there is. The rear lights, I had a bit of the glue sort of splurge out, unfortunately, but they were just painted with a red Sharpie and then sort of put in. But yeah, that's the bodywork, so that's that one. Interior wise I am happy with, or happier with anyway. So for the interior, we went with the chocolate leather and the golden brown leather for the seats, and a couple of the sort of trim parts on the doors and the dash. So that went in nice sort of contrast. There was PE floor mats included, so we just glued straight down. The yellow Ferrari decals. Seatbelts, unfortunately, and I don't know why they aren't included, but seatbelts weren't included in the kit, so for them all I did was just use some fast scale 2mm black seatbelts. The PE parts are included, so they were sort of added, then it was all glued down into place. Dash wise, so with the dash, carried the golden brown over to this sort of bag, I don't know what it is, and then over to the steering wheel. There's a few of the kit details for the dash area and that. I also carried the carbon ceramic over onto this, so it's a bit of an offset against the main body colour. Doors just went really basic. I don't know if you can see here, there's a little loop, it's like a door handle loop. Again, I don't know why they haven't included fabric, because that'd look a lot better in fabric. That was just PE bent over, sprayed black, and so I carried the golden brown colour over onto the door cards. So that was both of them. Wheels. So wheels were painted in the light grey for the spokes, because the real life car looks like it's got light grey spokes, and then a sort of silver outer rim, so tried to replicate that over there. And the brake calipers just done in a dark steel, and then added the PE discs, and also added, you can see it, tiny little tyre valves. The tyre valves come from MGSF. They're type C short tyre valves. These are my go-to. They're not too large, they look nice on the wheels, sort of just the right size really. So yeah, they're my sort of add-on to all my wheels. So yeah, they're well worth a look if you can find them. There's a few stockists of them around. D-model kits, I think I've still got some in stock, so it's worth having a look for them. As I say, they do add a nice bit of detail. So that's the SP2. So that's now ready just for final assembly. And the little stance GT 250 GTO. So what we've done here, so it was painted in the same colours, and I've gone through and picked out sort of like some of the show parts. So the windows, this was all masked off and then just sprayed primer black. Used, I think it was used some Vallejo paint just to pick out the silver parts around there, just to pick some of the details out. And then it was the AK orange marker to do the indicators, and the same on the rear. So the exhausts were painted up in an aluminium, I think it was. And then the rear tail lights, they were done with the AK orange and a Sharpie red Sharpie pen for the rear lights. So this has gone together sort of quite nicely. Gone together, it's painted up quite nicely. I know it's only a little build, and it's nice just to touch up on your brush painting skills. Where else? So with them, so I've also done the wheels. So again, they were painted up in light grey, and then they were brush painted in silver. Shows probably. So yeah, brush painted up in silver, and the centre knockoff was done in silver. And then the tyres, just used the rubber black AK pen just to run round to do the tyres. And then the last bit for that, just to give you a size and scale, we did the engine. So the engine was painted up with flat aluminium, so this was all brush painted. And then I used some of the gallery paint pens just to pick out a few details. Tamiya red just for the tops of the engine, and then sort of various silvers, sort of titanium gold for the tops. Might not be the right colour, but it's just something to show a bit of visual interest. So yeah, that was, so that's the engine. That was a nice little fun evening painting that and painting the wheels up. So yeah, I think that's everything that's been painted, sort of like pre-assembled, ready to go. I'll be back in a minute once we're all sort of painted up and once we're all assembled up, and hopefully we'll have two finished builds out there. We'll see you in a minute. And there we go, we've got 2 finished Ferraris. One really happy with, one not so happy with. Not so happy was through my own doing, but we live and we learn, and we don't get the perfect build every time. But we'll start off with the happy build. So that's the little Stance GT 250 GTO. I want to thank Tool Guy Models over on Instagram again for printing this off for me, and doing the number 15 decals as well. So this one, so both of them painted up in the UDT Laystall green from Farscale. Both had 2K. This one, the 2K, seems to go down better than that one. Yeah, it was left to set for about a week. This one wasn't polished. It was just painted afterwards. A little bit of brushwork in the vents. The AK reel markers for the tyres. The light grey, silver for the wheels. Excuse the compressor. Yeah. No, so I'm really happy with it. It's a nice little time killer build. I have got a few more of these you'll see coming through. And so the engine, I did contemplate painting the engine bay black, but just sort of left it. It's not going to be seen when it's up on the shelf. Yeah, no, the engine sort of detailed up quite nicely. So yeah, that was the happy build. The SP2, unfortunately, that's the one I'm not so happy with. I say most of it was my own doing anyway. I had a problem with the 2K. I don't know if it was just cold the day I did it or what, but I've ended up with a load of dust, and unfortunately a few sort of like fish eyes in there, and I've got little glue marks all over it. I might come back to this later on down the line, see if I can give it another repolish, try and take most of them out, but as it is at the moment, it's done. I say the wheels, these were done the same, so light grey and then a silver for the wheels, and then the MGSF tyre valves, which have had a nice bit of detail. The interior, so we've got the golden brown for the seat inserts and sort of door cards and that, and the chocolate brown for the actual seats. Yeah, I think they all work together really well. It's a nice little sort of contrast of colours. Unfortunately, a few issues with the kit itself. The biggest ones I had was the fitment of the interior. With the alpha kits, you either find that they fall together really well, or they're a bit of a pain. And this one was the latter of the two. You had to try and sort of wedge the door cards in, push the whole of the interior in, then get the door cards to lock into place. This centre part was quite awkward to fit as well, but once they're in, they're in. It is always worth test fitting, which I thought I had done on this, but where I've started and stopped, obviously I hadn't. But yeah, it's together. So it's a shame that some of the lights, the clear resin lights, weren't included. I've done my best to try and So fill them in with a bit of the AK Crystal Magic. That looks okay, nothing special. Carbon ceramic I think's worked well for the front lip, the side skirts and the rear diffuser. Yeah, the little number plate, I do like doing the details on the number plate like that. Rear lights have gone in okay. Unfortunately got a glue smudge around the back, but it is what it is. I say it's done. It's not the best. That one is definitely better. I know it's a lot smaller, so can't do a lot worse, but yeah, no, they're done. Yeah, if you do fancy trying some of the fast scale paints and you haven't already, description to their the link to their website is in the description. There will be a little code in there as well which you can use, give you a discount on your order. Yeah, they are worth trying. I've been working with them for about 18 months now, I think, nearly 2 years. And for body colours and that, I'm solely with fire scale. The lacquer paints do go down really well, and they are doing the water-based paints now as well. So yeah, they're worth a look. I say thank you very much for joining me on this little build along. These are the last ones that will be done this year, or this side of Christmas. Honestly, not 100% sure what I'm going to start next year. Might do the new Tamiya Porsche 911. I'm possibly looking at the Nissan Z-Tune, the 340, the R34 Z-Tune, but we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. I'll decide and we'll work it from there. So yeah, thank you very much again for following. Thank you again for the comments. The community's been really nice about it. There will be a couple of pictures and sort of little videos after this is finished if you want to stick around and have a look at the final build pics. Again, thank you very much, and I'll speak to you all later.